Kanpai!
Kanpai!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Kanpai Cast. It is episode 11. Gosh, it's just rolling right along. We are here, all three of us, to bring you our review of the Autumn 2021 season so far. It's going to be a real blast. We would do some housekeeping before then, but there isn't any. So
yeah, this is the 3-episode rule.
Yes, as you like to call it. Yeah. Although some of them haven't had 3 episodes yet, unfortunately, and that's a real shame. They're airing like tomorrow. It's so close.
Well, the whole season doesn't always line up perfectly. So some have had 4 episodes by now. Some are on their second episode.
True.
I think some have maybe had 1. So it's just how it is. But this is just like the season has started. It's not we did our what do we think they're going to look like. Now we've had a taste of at least all of them. We're just going to have a quick flick through some of them.
Just a little. Should that? Oh yeah, of course that should be in here.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah.
Gosh, but we've got so many episodes. There are 16 shows that we're going to cover. And where do I want to dive in? I think I'll do an easy one first. Let's get this one out of the way. Oh. I am sorry, I'm doing the stuff today.
Look, Ma, no hands. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't help. I can't control this. So, yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Lupin III.
So our first one is Lupin III, which has only had 2 episodes air. I only saw the second one today, even.
Oh wow!
As of recording, but there's not really a whole lot to say about it. It's Lupin. If you like Lupin, you're gonna like this. It's
but for someone that hasn't ever watched Lupin, give us some idea of what is Lupin, what it's about, and things like that. Because Loz saw a clip earlier, and it was about someone with a sword and getting naked.
No, Lupin was getting thrown between cars while some person, as a samurai, sitting on top of the car he's being thrown at, then got his sword out, his katana out, and then cut all his clothes off and went, "This is too good for my sword." It was just like, what is going on? I was like, wow, okay. I think
that's going on, yeah. So imagine a show steeped in that sort of 60s vibe of cops and robbers. Lupin is a master thief. He's got a crew that go around the world with him, doing capers, stealing things, getting into trouble. He's kind of a thief with a heart of gold. He often helps people along the way as he's doing this. His crew is, gosh, I can't remember all their names. There's Goemon, who is the samurai and swordsman, full of honor, and he's a pretty badass. His sword can cut through like a tank. Crazy. There's the guy with the gun, Jigen. Yeah,
Jigen. Yeah.
He's like a master marksman. He's just really dark and broody, but he's amazing at what he does. And it's not Faye. Yumiko, yes. Who is the seductress? That's her. She's amazing in her own right. She's got a lot of skills, but her main one is seduction. She loves to use seduction to
what she needs.
Yeah, get her information, get what she needs.
So, specifically though, we've got Lupin the Third part.
Lupin. It's French.
Lupin. He's French.
Oh, I got a spit of eye afterwards. Spit. Lupin. Okay, Lupin the Third, part 6. How's this? So you had 2 episodes. You said you watched one freshly today. How's this one shaping up?
Oh, it's really good. This one centers around Sherlock Holmes, who is not the Sherlock Holmes. He is Sherlock Holmes is a title that gets passed on to the world's greatest detective, essentially.
Oh, but of course, that's how we British do things.
Yes,
very much like Lupin the Third, because it's a title. It's not his original name. I only found that out in the last part of Lupin, in part 5.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that. I can't remember if this Lupin is the 3rd Lupin or he's just another one.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's the 3rd Lupin, but I'm not. I could be wrong.
Okay.
And so the big mystery this time is a secretive organization called the Raven Group, and so he's trying to track them down, and Sherlock Holmes, who has a history that I won't get into with Lupin, is trying to stop Lupin, like stop him from being in this area. He doesn't really care about the whole Raven thing. He just doesn't want Lupin to be there with him. Also, we need to pause for just a second. Right, sorry about that. Just a little tiny audio issue. So what was I?
So my question for you, be a big question: can you start Lupin III Part 6 without seeing any of the other shows? Sorry, other seasons, other parts.
I think you'd be a little bit lost, but you'd pick it up pretty quickly.
So realistically, you can pick up the relationship he has with the other characters, and it's.
For instance, I haven't seen Part 5, so I don't know anything that happened. The last I watched was like some of the really old, but the characters are essentially the same. They're really easy to get into. They have really open characteristics that are I mean, they're deep, but they're not super deep. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, they have like a wide range of emotions, but their motivation to steal stuff is that they want to, so it's not exactly hard to grasp.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you going to play that song so loud? Because I want to.
All right. Cool. To be honest, I think when the series gets further in, or when it's concluded, I'll probably watch the whole of this. So yeah. Totally.
Again, there's just
so
it's
far,
Lupin,
you're going to continue. It's been good so far.
God,
yeah?
Yes. It really has the feel of old anime, but it's beautiful and crisp and clean, and it's just so good.
Cool. Should we move on to the next show then?
Yes.
Cool. Loz, you pick one.
I will go. Where's my list? I'll go for the World's Greatest Assassin.
Greatest Assassin.
World's Finest Assassin, Assassin Man, assassinating up the place.
This guy.
So we're on episode 3. We've had episode 3 on World's Finest Assassin, and I thought everyone was going to be watching this one, but it seems to just be me, because this one's an isekai where we have an assassin man who looks like a grizzled old man. It's not really spoilers because it's the first episode introduced the premise, and we're only 3 episodes in, so nothing seriously happened. So I'm not going to ask for spoiler tags, but I will explain a bit what's happening in the 3 episodes, because it was going fine until something really pissed me off. So I'm a bit annoyed by it. Anyway, this is going quite slow for an isekai, in my opinion. So our first episode, we spend half of it. We start like kind of in the future, or from where the show starts, with him already being an assassin in the new isekai world, saving some girls that are being auctioned. So we're setting up our future world before we've been introduced to our character. Then we spend the second half of the first episode with our grizzled finest assassin, seeing why he is so super badass assassin, and he is. And then he gets killed, whatever, because he's got to get isekai'd, and there's they do it with a plane, because no truck would beat the world's finest assassin. They needed a whole plane, which is great, because he even says of what an amazing coffin they've made for me, which is great. But anyway. Yeah, the bit where he's sniping there, that's the start of the first episode, where he's sniping the
spider web?
Selling all the girls or whatever. Anyway, episode 2, then we're introducing to him, and not much really happens in episode 2, but that's what I mean, this is so slow. It's introducing him as in his new form. He's learned about he picks his abilities. It compares him versus the hero. His goal is he has to kill this hero it's weird. He's got 18... if I remember this right, I think he's got 16 years to wait before the hero then has to go kill the Demon Lord, and then he has a 2-year window which he has to go kill the hero before the hero decides to ruin the world with his superpowers. That's the really cool setup. The hero's got like a bajillion S and A rank skills. He gets to pick 5, 1 between S all the way down to D, 1 of each rank. And then in episode 3, this is where my problem. So the end of episode 2, it's like, okay, we're giving him a magic trainer finally. Like, if you just to compare for Xeno against Jobless Reincarnation, I think we get our magic trainer at the end of episode 1. This we're getting at the end of episode 2. So you can see we're really dragging things out a bit here. Episode 3, we get the magic trainer, and we start seeing the magic rules of the world. And this is what I wanted to get to, because this is where my biggest problem was where this is going with the show. It's like, you cast spell and you make item, and it's like he gets shown how to do it, and this girl, the trainer, makes a block of copper. He tries it, but he gets the magic spell wrong, and his block of copper is rather warped. and then he learns to do it better, and then he learns how to even make spells, which impresses her. And I'm like, that's cool. They learn how to make new metals and things because he basically realizes that the spells use things like the molecular weight, the boiling point, and the melting temperature is like to say what you want, and then it makes that metal. It's almost like he's hacking the. He's got the cheat book for the magic code, so he can make whatever he wants. He's trying to unlock creator mode, right? That's fine. That's fine, right? Right?
Uh-huh.
Then we get a bit of a time skip, and they go out to do some more testing, and they go to a lake, and they do a spell which is of the same length of I made a block of copper, and he makes a gun. And I'm like, I was fine with that until that in episode 3. It's like, what? Why has he got a gun now? It's like, and this is called shoot, and they okay, so now.
And they didn't give any indication that he practiced even more to get this skill.
Nope. We went from blocks of metal to guns. And
I could see that if they had a natural progression to it, but.
Yes, I think it'd been great to see that natural progression and see him trying and do things like make a knife. He makes a knife later, but we could have seen like, I'll make a knife, I'll make a watch or something intricate, and then he makes the gun. No, we just go from bricks of metal to gun. No, but then the same test scene, he goes, yeah, the gun works. Let's test my next thing. He summons a magical howitzer.
Oh my god!
What?
Why?
What the literal?
Shoot the magical howitzer! Oh, that blew up a small island. Like,
so I just want to check. We're talking like a proper mounted, on the ground, rapid fire howitzer.
Well, he fires one round from it. You wouldn't. Well, when you say rapid fire for a howitzer, you take. I think it fires like. I think you make like 3 rounds a minute. One of those, but you know what I mean. It's a big gun.
I thought you can get variations of howitzers that are auto loaded.
The original ones weren't, though.
No, the original ones weren't.
I think we're getting away from the point.
No. I just wanted to see like how.
I'm pretty sure if he wanted to, he could magically add an auto loader to his howitzer if he wanted.
So I'm just waiting for the minigun.
Yeah, I'm sure that's next. But yeah, so far, just to round up the thing, I think it's interesting so far, but it is going very slow for an isekai. And I actually watched some videos around this assessing it, and they were saying that the way episode 1 works, because they say we waste time with this stuff as an adult, is because the show almost wants to like show you we will get to some good stuff, but it's going to take us a while to get there because it's kind of slow. So there is that. I wouldn't, if you haven't picked up the show yet, probably wait till it's finished because it needs time to get into gear. There are some interesting stuff to do with the way he's going about. That's the only thing that keeps me going with the show is he has an objective which is very specific. It's not like he's been dumped in the Isekai world and let's go kill the Demon Lord. No, he is like literally, I need you to kill the hero between this year and this year. And then he's always planning on how to do it. Like at one point he's given this magic stone which assesses his magic power, and he realizes he can just shove so much magic energy into it that it becomes like a small nuke, explosive. And so he's like, right, I need more of these stones. And it's like, it's nice to see him planning ahead. It's like okay, I'm going to need to get, where do these come from? Okay, I'm going to need to get some of these in the future to go beat the hero. It's always, I like the fact he's so focused that keeps you going. And yeah, apart from when he summons howitzers. So yeah, magically summoning howitzers out of 10 so far, but I will keep watching. But for you guys, or if you haven't watched at home, I'd say maybe wait to the end of the season and we'll see how it rounds off. Because at the moment, it was fine. It was fine up until I started summoning guns out of nowhere. I mean, maybe if the magic spell was longer, it makes sense, but no.
So this was a concern I had, where basically he was going to be OP as fuck and he would just be summoning random shit up the wazoo, right?
Yeah.
But one question I have, right, is how many people that know how a gun works, like the mechanics of it, right? Know the metallurgical composition of the metals used to, cast the form of the gun.
No, but the thing is though, they point because we spend half a episode with him as an old grandpa man. He is the kind of old grizzled assassin man who would know that. He's very meticulous. So they did set out that he would remember these kind of things.
Just random metal compositions and.
Yeah, well, no,
all using
he
a
would know it because he'd be
specific
thinking.
alloy.
He's the kind of assassin that's literally all he does. He was brought up as an assassin to be this company's assassin. Every day long, he assassinates. That's what he does. So he'd be like, that person's in this building with the steel beams made from this alloy that I looked up online, and that is a boiling point of this. So if I set this fire off in this room, it'll melt through the floor at this rate from this thing. That's the kind of crazy assassin man he is.
I feel like this original author wanted to be like a chemistry teacher or something, but his father was like, "No, you can't be a chemistry teacher. You have to be an isekai author."
You said he spends all day assassinating. I'm trying to imagine his itinerary now. Wake up, assassinate, shower, assassinate, morning coffee, assassinate.
Sorry,
pretty much.
I know he's a sniper because of some of the screenshots. As Old Man, was he a sniper as well?
Yes. I think I can't remember if it was him doing the sniping. Yeah, it was, I think. Yeah, he was sniping.
Because he would be waiting days in specific positions, waiting for his target.
Yeah, he did that in the desert in that episode. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He did? Okay, good. Because, like, I mean, that's, like, he just turns up, he just gets his rifle out, he's just, so, there's what. You just go around the corner in the car. So, pang! There we go. Pack it all away, and then I'll leave. Like, this is not how snipers work at all. They wait.
No, yeah, you do see him waiting. He is that kind of guy. And as you were saying about him being OP, in the episode 2 when he picks his powers, like I said, he gets 5 powers from S down to D.
Yeah,
but he's going up against the hero who I think has was it 20 or 30 powers that are only picked from S and A rank. So you might think like he's OP, but he's got this mad mountain to climb, which is trying to beat this hero.
I'm sorry, he made a fucking gun.
And he's already made guns, so yeah, I'm just like... Yeah.
I'm waiting for the M1 tank.
Yes, yeah, okay. When he magically summons an M1 tank, or a nuke, that'll be a thing. Anyway, let's move on. Right, your shows.
Okay, so can you just do a solid first, Naz? Can you actually highlight on that? Because I want to highlight of that. Right, okay, and then we're going to go to my one, and the first one I'm going to go for to keep this isekai trend going of what the fuck is the Faraway Paladin, which is the bottom left, Nasuth.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize this was an isekai.
Oh shit!
Right,
this one?
Yeah, that one.
Yes, this one.
Right. Okay. So the Faraway Paladin. Right.
I thought this was fancy. There's a reason why I didn't watch this at first because I thought it was just a fantasy setting. Not
if it was just a fantasy setting, I think it would be all right.
Right.
So, man wakes up as baby, and then he trains. Next show. No, but seriously, right?
And he doesn't even summon a howitzer.
No. So we're not skipping just yet. But no, like I've watched 3 episodes of this. I literally watched the 3rd one just before we started recording, and it's only just starting to reveal the plot synopsis of what the fuck's even going on. So he spends literally the better part of 3 episodes training up, learning about the world. So we got this kid who's a Japanese businessman that's been isekai'd. We don't know anything about this Japanese businessman, but he is being looked after by a mummy who is currently depicted here.
She's a mummy?
God. Yeah.
She makes me think of the Firekeepers from Dark Souls.
Like I can understand that.
That's
a skeleton warrior who
the redhead
guy. No. Stop. Right. What was your question, Hazard?
Is that the redhead guy? The
yes, the redhead guy.
Red hair.
And then like a wizard ghost.
Wait, so what's happening here?
Training
with who?
The skeleton that he's got to kill.
The what skeleton? What?
It's a lizard skeleton. Stop it.
What is it though? What class?
It's not got a class. It's just a demon. It's a skeleton
I think
demon.
You said it had a class. It was a skeleton. What?
Skeleton paladin.
Skeleton warrior.
Skeleton warriors. Did you not watch that show, man? The show was awesome.
No, I didn't.
You didn't watch Skeleton Warriors.
Anyway, because this is like giving me enough padding to work out what the hell to say next. There you go. So you got the ghost wizard on the left, and you got the warrior skeleton thing on the right.
Skeleton warrior.
And the tiny little baby paladin.
Yeah, he looked older. So sorry, the previous picture had him being older when he was training with the skeleton. What? So after 3 episodes in, what age are we at?
Oh, he's just turned to an adult, so I think he's now 18.
Okay.
So it's jumped like the whole gamut of ages. This one, he's a young. No, I think he's like
that
13,
looks like
14.
early teens. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're in this part, like they're teaching him gambling and shit like this. But like, so they're trying to hint at how the world's infrastructure works and things. So they teach them magic and stuff, and how there's different ways of casting spells. So one part of it is verbal, but another part is sort of writing it in the air. So like you can, use your finger as a magic wand. You know how like you could do that in VR chat. You could use a pen and start writing in the air.
Yeah.
So it's same dealio. So you could do that in this world. You could cast multiple things at the same. So there's different rules and things, and they're really trying to express it all, which is really, really good and everything. But they don't. They've only just explained, right, at the end of episode 3, why 3 undead beings are raising this kid.
Yeah.
Right, from baby to adult. They, like episode 3, they finally explain it at the very fucking end, and I'm like, what the literal fuck? So one thing that I really think, are you just playing around?
He's trying. He's gone.
He's gone.
Oh no! Where's my camera gone? No.
He must have put on the air. There he goes. He's making a spell for us.
There you go.
Cool. Anyway, but one thing that's really important about this world setting is the deities. So the deities seem to have a physical presence in this world, unlike a lot of them, like in Goblin Slayer and things. You never see like a physical entity that is the deity. You never see an avatar or anything like that. They're just sort of like spirits that float around, and they are everywhere, kind of thing. But this one, there seems to be an actual physical presence to them, and a demon lord. And the deities, and they're all fighting against each other. It's like, honestly, I've just watched it. It was really confusing as fuck. Honestly, I'm going to suggest wait until the end of this. The animation is okay. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I'd say wait until this one's over before you give it a go, because 3 fucking episodes on training. Right, I think we should move to Nasuth's next one, unless anyone has any questions.
Oh.
No, okay, no.
Sounds good. I'm gonna do one that
I wait to hear more.
Absolutely cannot stand this season. Well, so far, cannot stand this. That is Deep Insanity: The Lost Child. I was really, really excited for this one when I saw like the initial previews and read the synopsis. It sounded so good. It is super generic. I mean, it's you can tell it's based on one of the pictures that we'll scroll through here eventually. Is you can tell this one right here. Look at that setup. That is a video game. You've got your monster on one side and your heroes in the party on the other side. And look at the animation on this monster. It is really terrible CGI. I don't know how this is a Square Enix production, and they have. This is worse than Spirits Within CGI, right? That's how bad we're talking about here.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they being attacked by a PlayStation 2?
Yeah, exactly. But these characters are they've got some quirks, right? Some basic, well, quote unquote quirks. Like one of them can't feel pain. The other one, I actually don't know what she does aside from just
she lost her
being
legs.
Mean to everyone. Oh yeah, she lost her legs.
She lost her legs. So so her working there gives her the ability to have like top of the range cybernetic.
Yeah. But she's like really standoffish with everyone. She doesn't really, talk very much. She's just the broody goth girl, because that's kind of her outfit is goth girl. But it's the boy wants to be a hero. That's his reason for being here. The
boy's not in this picture.
The boy's not in this picture. That's one of their commanders in the very center there. It's just it's so boring. I'm watching it and I'm like, some of the characteristics are fine. Sometimes it's okay, but most of the time I'm just bored out of my mind watching it.
There's boy in the background.
Yeah.
Being a hero.
So when we were divvying up this show, like the shows, I said for Nasuth to actually pick up this one because I'd only watched the first episode. As Nasuth was talking through this, I remember I have actually watched the second episode. It's exactly as Nasuth says. It's quite bland. It is quite bland. I can't see any screenshots from the second episode, but it's like
it's about so they have a sanity officer who's supposed to keep them on track while they're down in the labyrinth, because the labyrinth makes you disoriented and does all sorts of weird.
No, so there's a special disease called, I think it's
Randolph syndrome.
Randolph syndrome, which basically it puts you to sleep and then just I think
turns
it
you into a monster.
It turns you into a monster. And I don't know how the sanity officer prevents that from happening, but I think it's just plot device, Mr. Frodo, plot device, because it's like, oh, this is the main protagonist team. Like, no one's gonna die within this, the main core of the group. Which was the one that died in the Fellowship of the Ring? Sean Bean's character?
Boromir.
Boromir, that's the one. Yeah,
nobody gets Boromired so far.
Yeah, no one gets Sean Bean at this point.
Well, 2 episodes in, I'd be quite shocked. That's as if Boromir turned up to the Council of Elrond, and then they went, "Oh well, I'll join the Fellowship of the Ring," and they step out of Rivendell, and just shoots him in the face.
I too will join.
No, you were my brother. Took 2 steps together.
But no, but I think the way this show is structured, it doesn't have the depth to Sean being a character.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I feel that we are only 2 episodes in. This is one that doesn't show a new one, but I don't.
It started really late, this one.
Yeah, I also feel that this one actually it suffers from its pacing.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that water underneath the toad thing?
That is not water. There is water back here, I think, but this is not. That's just the shadow. That's just the shadow.
That can't be the shadow.
That's a shadow.
That's the shadow.
Oh, a shadow. No, you can see the shadows under the characters.
Yes, but they're animated, and this is CGI.
No, that's not CGI. No, that's CG fail.
That's gotta be CG water. Anyway, besides the point,
it's really not.
I really feel that this show suffers from pacing because there seems to be like quite a number of moments of brooding, and as a result, long suffering pans and. Dialogue could be there. I mean, we could explain stuff, and
I think their outfits are kind of generic. It's weird.
I know. I disagree on that one. I actually think that. Yeah, I mean, like they actually have a lot of going on with their outfits. I mean, it's not just like, it's not like. Sorry for anyone that's a Warframe fan. It's not Limbo from fucking Warframe, where it's just a big pile of black on the back. So I actually quite like the character designs and everything. The animation for the characters themselves is good. The CG monsters, at least it's just the monsters that are CG, right? But the narrative is quite slow. I'm going to keep going with it.
I am too. Honest. I will. I'm going to keep giving it a try until at least episodes.
Yeah, probably. Cool.
Laws, any questions? I think he's just
done. Not really. No. I mean, the main thing about the costumes, as you're saying there, is did they pick these costumes? Are these like to help them defend against giant frogs? It just seems like they're wearing some clothes. Not like that they're wearing a uniform or armor.
That's their uniform or armor or something.
Yeah, but it's not very uniformed for uniform.
They get a coat. Yeah. They wear a coat over their regular clothes.
Yeah, but they've got different coats.
They're in the Antarctic, Lost.
It's very strange.
Underground
in the Antarctic, where it seems.
I mean, maybe that's the first thing they looted, but it just feels very strange. There's no uniformity in their uniforms. Is what gets me. I mean, I one thing on the side I have been watching.
Oh God, what's the name of the guy that does all the character design or did all the character designs for Final Fantasy? Oh, it's very him.
That guy.
Oh really? Well, yeah, I know what you mean. But on the side, just as a random thing, I had been watching Fire Force, which I'm not really impressed with, but will give it at least that the uniforms have even that they have variations in them, they have a very, there's clear links of style and uniformity and practical application of what they're wearing. So you can understand that it is
Have you seen Fire Kitty yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
But even then, which is weird and ridiculous, it still has like some similarities, and there's some key style going on that is linked between them. You know, I'm not saying it's perfect, but you look at these people here, and I'm like, wait, they're all wearing different. What is the uniform? There's a bit of red on there. I mean, what they've got different
red, black, and
coats.
white. Yeah, and she doesn't match at all. She's just wearing an idol outfit.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, she's the sanity officer. But regardless of that,
the commissar.
No, but like the whole point. No, sorry, the Fire Kitty, right? She's a fire fighter, and she's wearing a bikini. That's called fan service.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I just mean that the rest of it. We're not debating that show anyway, but I mean that at least the rest of her uniform did link in with everyone else. She wasn't wearing an idol outfit like this character here with no linking. I mean, look there, we got 3 different coats here. It's like what's the? We've got white mage over in the left. I don't know. We've got orange armband in the middle, and then we've got weird hooded robe on the right. I have no idea. Let's move on. Who's next?
You, sir.
I'm next. Wow. Let's do. Let's go for something good. 86. Let's do 86.
Is that this one?
Which is a carryover, because this is from 2 seasons ago, because this is 86 season... Oh, wow. What a great first picture. So it's, 86 is currently on its 4th episode, which just came out the day before we recorded this, which will be, oh my God, I think the 5th episode will be out by the time this episode is released for everyone listening at home. So this is the 2nd season of 86. I will not really explain too much about the premise, but basically World War II, and focusing mainly on the not Germans and the not Russians made AI robots that they lost control of, and now everyone's trying to fight the not Russians robots to survive. Yeah, pretty much. And it's pretty good. I don't want to push. Maybe we should hit the spoiler button for this one. I think maybe.
Sure thing.
Yeah, let's just whack that spoiler button.
Get on in it.
Yeah, because it's a season 2, and I don't want to ruin season 1. That spoiler button is now in effect. There we go.
Part 2.
So, part 2, part 2. So, we are now... So, we've got our main cast in the 1st season. They escaped working for the not Germans and found that the not new Russians exist. That, you mean, the 1st season, you do not know about any other people existing out in the wilderness. They get found. We're now working for a different... country almost. Well, it is a different country, and they have slightly different rules. They treat them a bit better. It's interesting, and we've still got the same dynamic of the last group that we had from the first show. Which what were we talking about? Shows killing people off, Boromiring. 86 in the 86 part 1 did not worry about Boromiring people. It just.
Well, I mean, isn't 86 a slang for killing? They got 86'd?
86, yeah. It's not in this though. In this, it's for a group of people in the not Germany that are being
it's the 86th sector of the city, isn't it?
They were declassified as being human, so that they could be reutilized as processors for non-piloted robots.
Just say
what?
Processors, Loz. You're English.
I'm rubbing off on him.
I didn't want Nasuth to get upset. He could get confused.
Hold on, if anyone's going to get upset, it's going to be me.
Yes, they're used as processors for the robots, as in that they're the thinking part for the robot. Yeah, because they're people. No, they're not people. We legally declassified them. Anyway, so they're in the 2nd season. We're now with a new country with better robots, and they still have to fight these. I would say it's actually moving quite slowly for 4 episodes. We've gotten back to fighting. We spent a few episodes with this new country. Almost doesn't want our characters to fight. It sees them as children. It doesn't think they should be fighting. It thinks they have had a hard enough time as it is, and that they should look after them. But these kids are jaded by war already and just want to get back to fighting and doing their job. So that's kind of where we're at.
Sounds like an interesting premise, though.
It really is a good premise. Just watch the 1st season and you'll be hooked. It's but you lose a few people. We haven't lost anyone yet in season 2. I don't know if we will or not, but it'll be rather gloomy when we do. I'm sure. No, we have. Sorry, we have. We've introduced some new characters. There we go. That guy in the background, he's dead. But we haven't lost any of our main characters yet, and maybe we will, maybe we won't. This show does not pull its punches. It just goes, right, that person's dead now. So it's pretty brutal, but so far this season's been a little bit tamer, but it's still building. It's had to jig itself for a bit, so yeah.
One thing, I'm really happy with the way this show's going. I really like the I genuinely thought that our wayward troop were just gonna go off into the sunset, never to be seen for again. And the second part of the series was going to be a different troop entirely. But I like the fact that, you know, it's telling the side of the story where the troop end up in not Russia. And I love, I love the progress of this character who is in the heart of not Germany, but the problem is, like, she's only appeared in the first episode of part 2, and that's it. Like,
I think technically she did appear in the credits of episode 4.
Did she?
I'm not sure because I didn't compare it. I was going to compare it to previous episodes, but I think like we get to see her board again with her remaining troops, and I think it's less people on there now again.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know if it's the same at the end of each episode, but it had the whole moth in a spider web thing, which was a thing in episode 4 that you got looked at.
Yeah.
And then they had that in the outro as well.
I don't know what's going on in this screenshot, but I kind of love it.
Oh, so it's
This is awesome.
It looks ridiculous.
Actually, no, to be fair, basically, this is where our ragtag bunch of processors, they've been rescued by not Russia, and that's the president, the elected official of not Russia, not Russia, and he's like, you know, you've survived, congratulations.
Yeah,
I'm not a bad guy.
The main character wakes up in that, you know, clearly clean room, and there's all the people looking at him through the window, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've got to wear our clean suits." He's like, "No, I'm just going to go in there and take my suit." Like, welcome, you have survived, and you are now citizens and free in new Russia. And they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yep. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the series.
I keep saying this, but I really need to pick this up.
Yep, you do.
My only criticism is I hope season 2. Right, the season 2 was spent some time in the first 4 episodes, seeing them in a new light, the new characters. They're getting to be people and things, and now they've realised, you know, we need to go back to war. So now they're back to war. I kind of want some progress on the Legion and what's going on, though, which we kind of haven't had. It's kind of just got into a bit of a start of, yep, the Legion is still there, and just because we're in a different country doesn't mean everything's good now. People are still dying, right? And it looks like it's going to build towards something soon, so we'll see.
Cool. Right. So I'm gonna is my one. Frick. I'm gonna go with Irina. But I might actually ask for your help on this, Nasuth, because I can't remember.
Always happy.
It's yeah. So basically,
yes. Explain this to me. I must know.
Okay, so we have not Russia and not the UK, right?
But it's not just the UK. It's like the West, but
so basically, the UK is the West.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not America. Honestly, we don't know because we've not seen the hide nor hair.
Good. So the Empire never fell.
Right. So, you know, not the UK.
Maybe they still own America in this timeline.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's different names entirely. I mean, not Russia has snakes for its flag. Yeah. Pretty damn cool snakes. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, so well, it does. So basically, it's the end of a war, and you know, basically both sides they can't keep fighting this war. Like, they're going to run out of resources. So effectively, the war changes the front. So instead of it being a war to murder each other, it's a race to who gets to the moon first. And they're trying, like, Russia's trying to take. Not Russia, is trying to take as many shortcuts as it physically can in order to get to the moon. And the agreement is, like, you know, who gets the first, like, you know, man to the moon sort of thing. And they need to run all sorts of tests. They're trying to take as many shortcuts as possible. So one of the shortcuts is to put animals in capsules and rockets and things and fire them up. But the problem there is you can't test them properly. You can't get any feedback. You get the dog to say, "Hey, yeah, it's too hot in here," or "I'm suffocating," or whatever.
Or my arm's fallen off.
Yeah, my arm's fallen off. Good recapture program either.
Exactly. So what they end up doing instead is they're going to use hire, right? So they end up getting Irina to join, and like, they treat her so horribly.
Yeah, vampires aren't human, so it's okay to mistreat them.
Yes, so they are equivalent to objects. So they have to run the tests during the night. They have to do all the training during the night.
This scene.
I don't remember them looking like this.
Is during the parachute training?
But
their recapture is so dumb. Like the capsule comes back and it starts to parachute, and then they have to get out of the capsule and parachute the rest of the way. It's so dumb.
Well, because
what happens to the capsule?
I think it just blows up.
No. I think it hits water. I think they're planning on for a water landing and things. But the problem is that it hits terminal velocity. So no matter what, it's going to burn up inside. Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't have like proper lining inside it. So anything inside is just going to roast.
Yeah.
Right. So they have to get out. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why a vampire is doing it and things like this. But she's treated so badly by everyone. They go into like they explore what it means to be a vampire. The whole, consuming blood, consuming food. What does it mean? Everything, just garlic. Like one of the scientists. Oh my god! He's so anti vampires. He's like got like a string of garlic around him,
even though it doesn't do anything.
Crosses. Yeah, it doesn't do anything, and he's like, I'm protected. Yeah, only because you fucking stink. Christ.
Yeah.
It's so it's a really interesting show. I actually quite like it.
So just to point out, so my question is, does the not UK, does not the British Empire have vampires of their own?
We don't know. We haven't seen anything from them.
This is just not Russia.
Right, so we're focusing on that, and do they have a lot of these vampires, or just?
Yes, no. Sorry, not Russia. The Cosmonaut program.
Yeah, there's a lot of vampires that live
one.
There. Yeah,
they only have Irina as a test subject.
Yeah,
but they seem to have like a whole city of vampires that are isolated from the humans. They live up in the mountains.
I think it's kind of implied that she came here to save the rest of them. She essentially sacrificed herself so that the rest of them could live in their village.
And she definitely has a drive to go to the moon.
Yeah.
Like you can see it in her. Like she frequently holds up like a necklace, like a diamond necklace, up to the moon and looks up, and so she definitely wants to go there herself. But we don't understand her clear motivation as to why. I mean, I haven't watched the last episode.
Okay, it's definitely cool.
To expand a little bit on how they treat her, they literally tell the guy who's her handler, don't call her by name, only call her N44.
Yeah.
But we can see him slowly starting to treat her as more and more as a person.
Yeah. I mean, come on, you get people to do that with animals, and they'll start giving them names and things.
Well, he cried over the dog that they killed.
Right. Okay. So he definitely all this. But my only worry, I mean, I've not even seen the show, is this building up to some sort of very sad ending where she's going to get to the moon for victory, but she's just going to be dead and can't come back?
Honestly, I have no. I think she's basically gonna go against, because basically they're just trying to get her out into space and then get the thing back. They're not trying to get her to land on the moon.
Oh, right? so she's not going to be? Is she going to get to land on the moon or not?
No,
I don't know.
Maybe if she survives.
I think she's going to try and cheat the system. I think she's going to try and eject herself out in space to get on the moon. Right.
Oh, wow, okay.
There's a lot of ways this could go, honestly, because we could be dealing with the whole racism thing, and maybe they learn to see past it and start treating her. Everyone else starts treating her as a human too. It could go a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So, last point for someone listening. So, what type of vampire are we dealing with here? Is she super regenerative? Is she super strong, super quick? What we got?
Super quick, super strong. No, she is.
Is she?
They're like the first sodding G-force test. They put her under 6 Gs.
That's true.
Right? She survives that perfectly fine. Yeah.
Although they're weak to heat. Like, the reason they can't go out in the sun is not because it'll burn them. Well, I mean, they won't catch on fire, but they will get, like, horrible sunburns and fatigue and stuff like that.
Yeah. God, what else is there? They don't have a necessity. No, they rarely drink blood, don't they? It's like
blood is seen as barbaric. They don't drink blood except for like a specific ceremony.
Yeah, so it's like coming of age
because
ceremony.
the milk is made from blood. I don't quite understand that.
I don't know. But again, like they also have no sense of taste whatsoever, right? They can only feel the texture of the food that
and the smell.
Eating. Yeah, so that's it. So they don't care like what flavor. God, I think she eats like some rations that her trainer's like, how can you eat that? I was like, it doesn't taste anything to me. I'm just feeling. But
she's almost orgasmic over some berries that pop in her mouth.
It's the tapioca pearls.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's really interesting. Honestly, it's been really it's a little slice of lifey, but like not like you'd think.
But because the setting and the progression, it doesn't. Because I know Nasuth's not. Everyone out there, Nasuth's not a great fan of slice of life. So if you frame your slice of life in some, extra window dressing, that's enough to move along for him. Yeah. Cool.
Move on.
What's next?
Oh gosh, I think I'll do Mieroku-chan, which is also another one. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, this one.
It's another one that's sort of slice of lifey, but has just this amazing twist.
How did you not watch like the isekai, and you've picked the slice of life when you're always like, I'm not a big fan of the
I don't really like
life.
isekais either, to be fair, but
slice of life.
Yeah, but it's so cool because it's horror themed. It's a horror themed slice of life.
Isn't it comedy also though?
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay.
So it centers around a girl. Her name is not actually Mieroku. I don't know why it's called Mieroku-chan, but whatever. So she can see these ghosts, and they keep asking her like, "Do you see me? Can you see me?" And her instinct is not to react. Don't let them know, because if they thinks that she can't see them, they'll just wander away and she'll be fine. But it keeps happening, and it keeps happening in these situations where it's really hard for her not to react. It's just so fucking funny. Her little friend here is like super bouncy and happy, and which makes for a great dichotomy. Dichotomy? Is that the word? Juxtaposition? Juxtaposition. Where you've got this really cute, bubbly girl standing right in front of a horrible monster, and our main character has to try and pretend like nothing's happening. It's not really very deep. I don't know if the joke will kind of like Jahi, where the joke got old after a while. They're gonna have to do something to keep it going. But for now, I'm hooked. I think it's only 2 episodes in, and I'm really hooked.
Does anyone know that she sees ghosts?
Yes, actually, in the latest episode. See, they're putting on like prayer beads here. The prayer bead to try and protect themselves. The prayer beads for her keep snapping, and they end up going to a fortune teller who apparently has actual power, but has been working as a scammer this whole time until she encounters Mieroku, who like. Even her most powerful beads snap, and she's like, "Oh my god, this girl is in trouble. She's got ghosts around her." It's so cool. It's so cool, and the designs of the ghosts are amazing. I mean, you can just see them.
Cool and detailed. Yeah,
it's so creepy.
So, do the ghosts do anything malicious to anyone, or do they just want to be seen? I mean, what's going on with the ghosts?
Some of them are a little malicious. Yeah, there's a guy that was being. So this kitten, you can see this kitten. You know, I'm gonna. Put on some spoilers. Cool. They rescue this kitten and want to give it away to some nice person, and there are 2 people approach them. One guy is really tall and gnarly and scarred up. The other guy is really nice looking and clean and everything. But Mieroku can see demons around. I guess they're demons, ghosts, oni, whatever, around that guy, and she gets like a kind of a golden aura of the other guy, the scarred up guy, the scarred up one. So they don't give it to him because he's probably going to do something bad to it. They give it to the really gnarly scarred up guy, and as he leaves, you can see he's got 2 little cat spirits with him,
Oh,
Yeah, it's really cute. The lesson, of course,
so
is don't
like,
judge a
those
book
are
by
his
its
past
cover.
cats that he looked after, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, and there's the bubbly girl. There's one episode where there's a monster like wrapped all around her and fondling her and stuff but she doesn't know what's going on. So yeah, there's definitely some they can't really physically hurt anyone, but it's really unsettling to see.
They are, yeah.
Like this one's in her bed. This is in Mieroku's bed. She lifts the cover and sees a head in there, and she's just like, "Nope, nothing's there. Nope, it's fine. I'm just gonna go to sleep." Oh,
jeez. I mean, should there be warnings on this one?
I don't think it really needs any, because it is played for laughs in a lot of cases.
Okay, well, yeah.
I guess maybe a little bit of sexual violence, sort of, kind of, because, I mean, she doesn't know when it's happening to her, so it doesn't bother her, but yeah.
Okay.
It's very strange.
Yeah, should move on to... I mean, to be fair, I'm interested, don't get me wrong.
Oh, it's really good so far.
Loz, your next one, your third one.
Oh, I want to do Kyokai Senki.
Second one.
Yes, this one. Yes.
Yeah, this one should not take too overly long. This is the other non-Gundam mech show this season. It's okay. It's very simple, very generic. If you like mech shows, you'll like this. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything really much here or anything new going on. The only thing that's interesting is the setting, which is Japan has like been invaded by, I don't know, 3 different countries or something.
Yeah.
And it's like there's different lines and different rules in the different regions, and they're all being oppressed because Japan loves being oppressed in its fictional universes for some reason. That's the only bit which is like, okay, that's interesting, but I'd like to see more there. But it's also it doesn't do a very good job of explaining it. Like in episode 2, we fight 2 of the different factions. I think or in episode 1, and then in episode 2,
he's
we fight
leaving. Yeah, we fight one faction in episode 1 and a different one in
episode 2
because he's escaping,
and it's like, so it just feels a bit weird, that whole thing. The thing I did like though is, because I was worried beforehand, was how did he get the mech? Mm-hmm. And it turns out he just likes mechs. He likes these kind of things, and he found a abandoned facility with a half-built or unfinished mech, and so he's putting a bit together. And he doesn't even do that the whole way. He gets it most of the way, but then he finds an AI, plugs it in, and that finishes the job for him with the equipment lying around. So that was my one worry, is like, is he going to be like, and I built this mech by myself? It's like, no, that was done very sensibly. He had enough knowledge, and it was clear like he wasn't a novice, and he has built up knowledge over time. It was his passion, yeah. And it did do a good job of filling that section out, but he wasn't omniscient. Oh yes, this is how I build this entire thing.
He's not a wunderkind, yeah.
Now it's building into the main character meeting other similar mechs, and the actual story's beginning. So we've had 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. We'll have to see where that is going, but at the moment, the mechs. I wouldn't say the mechs design are very exciting. They're very practical, very utilitarian. And then we've got the AIs, which are quite colourful characters, and we'll probably get more with them. I don't want to oversell this for too long. It's all right if you like mech shows. If you want to do some more mech action, it's good. There's not really that much going on here. But I'm not saying it's anything bad, but it's, nothing great either. Just mech show.
I'm actually pretty well enjoying this one.
That's not a negative for me. That's just very okay. I mean, I'm gonna keep going with it, but it's just because I love my mech shows. But don't want to say it like, oh my god, this is the best mech show ever. Or it's not doing anything special with the mech genre at all. It's just mechs.
I think there was it the first episode? I'm gonna put the first episode where he meets the old couple.
That's the second episode.
No,
is it second episode?
Yeah.
I loved that whole section. That was really well done.
Yeah, exactly. See that stuff where he meets the couple.
The character stuff is really good in this.
The character, yeah, exactly. But I felt a bit hollow, because it was really good with different characters, the different reasoning, and what the interaction between the man and the kid, and in the he helps out and things. But then it led on to this, like, we lost our son. It was interesting, so we're like learning a bit about the background, the war, the laws, the different factions. And it's like, we were meant to give him the ship, and he gets the ship, and I'm like, oh cool, he's got a ship now to travel around in. This is gonna be interesting. And then they sink it within about a minute, and I'm like, what was the point of all that?
Yeah.
So that gutted it for me. That's why I didn't bring it up.
I still love the rest of it, though. The family and just seeing them take him in despite knowing that he's probably an enemy fighter.
I do feel that like a large part of this, it focuses around the effects of Japan being bullied. So like the big thing is that Japan faced an economical crisis, and all these different countries came together to sort of get Japan out of it, except for they didn't, and instead they just lay claim to different parts, and they're all just getting oppressed horribly. So one thing I really feel the show doesn't do well is show the oppression across the board, right? You see his harassment, you see people chasing him down, right?
Yeah.
But you don't, apart from that old couple, you don't really see enough of everything else.
You see a bit with his friends who get
a bit, yes,
captured
right?
and then used as a tool and almost executed to try and get him to surrender, so that you do.
You remember in the first episode, like they're overlooking a road, right? They're up a hill, they're overlooking a road, and one of the factions ends up like nearly hitting a kid, right? The mum has a go at them, and then they threaten to kill the pair of them, right?
Yes, yeah.
And but that I feel it could really do with, you see that more and more. So for example, like when they go to his apartment, they're just kicking in doors left, right, and center.
Yeah. Well, we also had the background story in the third episode for the support girl lady whose family basically got crushed by a car from one of the factions, and then they got blamed for being crushed by a wild military vehicle. And I think she even had to pay for it. And it's like, wow, we were just living our lives. Your bad driving crushed and killed my family, and now I have to pay for the privilege of having my family killed by one of your bad drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of would like to see more of a connect. It's like more of how the state affairs of Japan. Yeah, what's happening more in Japan and things. I'm definitely going to keep watching this one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to oversell it. There's nothing. I don't think there's much. It's not that the one interesting thing is the setup for how Japan's divvied up and what's going on between its factions and things. And apart from a few fights and a few off-mentioned bits, it really could show us more with that. It would do good if we had like different maps that showed us, while he was in the mech, to show us which part of Japan he was traveling to and from, and where the factions are, so we can get a bit of a grounding in the world. Because unless we're told, we're fighting these people from this faction today. It's like, okay.
Oh, one other thing. I thought I was going to hate the AI, but it's actually not that bad.
Actually, that's what I want. How the fuck did he just find the AI? It's in the dirt.
Yeah, it was just out in the field. So I think because when he gets to the resistance, they talk about one of their agents was killed or lost or something. I think in theory he was bringing the AI to the facility.
Yes, they did mention. Yeah,
but they said that they lost the facility years ago.
Yeah. And the AI is just now almost out of power. So either it's got a huge battery or
how long was it out there for?
Yeah, it's a little convenient.
Well, no. Well, if it was an AI, it could minimize itself on low power, and it was maybe just sitting there scanning on minimal power, waiting for anyone within its range.
Say super batteries. It's
super
fine.
Batteries.
No, because they ran out.
What, super batteries ran out?
They're about to, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like, sorry, battery technology is not that great. That's all I'm going to say, right?
We have mechs in this show, Drew.
Shut up, Loz. Right. The next one I'm gonna do is Demon Slayer Mugen Train Arc. I just want to it's got to be that one.
This one, yeah.
I can't find out how many episodes this is supposed to be. So, right, okay. I do need to quickly on some warnings, and I notice they're not on there right now. So I have just going to precede this. I haven't watched the third episode because it came out while it came out shortly before we started recording. So yeah, can't give a full comment of it. However, if you do like Demon Slayer. There's the content warnings. I think you're going to be happy with this. The idea is that the Mugen Train arc is supposed to be the first third of this season. Right? Don't know how many episodes that's going to be. Yeah? Because, it's making quite a heavy pace. The first episode is entirely new content. And the second episode sticks quite true to the movie. If you've seen the movie, you know what's going on. The animation style, I thought the animation was going to potentially suffer. It wasn't going to be nearly as good as the movie, but in all honesty, it feels better than the movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the core essence is the same. I don't know if they reused lines. It does feel like they've added in some extra padding with dialogue here and there. Yeah, I'm happy with this. There's not really a whole much more I can say about this. If you've seen the first season of Demon Slayer, you're gonna like this.
Sorry, if you see the first season of Demon Slayer and you liked it, you're going to like this. Yeah,
fair point. Well, I mean, who's not going to like the first season of Demon Slayer? But okay, so, all I'm going to say, I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of Demon Slayer, which is set in
specific time.
It's just like on the cusp of the technological jump that Japan gets. We got trains, we got guns. It's getting Western influence. You have demons that are roaming around the country, and you have the Demon Slayer Corps. So the whole point of the Demon Slayer Corps is to hunt down demons. It's pretty self-explanatory. The main protagonist, Tanjiro, his motivation is pretty clear. The reason why he's hunting down the demons is he is looking for a cure to make his sister human again. She's a demon, and she travels with him. And yeah, so
she always has a horse bit in her mouth for some reason.
That is because she doesn't drink human. She doesn't eat of the humans or anything like this. It just makes people safe. It just makes people feel safe. The fact that she has this bit in her mouth, meaning that she can't just bite people and things. But because she doesn't consume of the human flesh, it takes her a lot longer to regenerate and heal and things. What the hell's wrong with Loz's arms?
Stretching.
I didn't know shoulder blades went that way.
Oh yeah, crack those shoulders.
Dear God. Oh dear God. Oh dear God, no. This is wrong.
Oh yeah.
I don't really have.
Get them stretches in. Oh yeah. There we go. Oh yeah.
God.
Oh yeah.
Stop it. I don't really have anything else to say. So unless you guys have any questions.
Demon Slayer is another one that I really need to pick up on because everyone loves it. So it can't be bad.
Sorry, what was it? Was it the first top number one selling manga of the West?
Something like that, yeah.
2020?
Didn't the movie get released in theaters?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that doesn't happen terribly often.
No, it doesn't. No. I did quite well, yeah.
Super popular. Super mainstream.
Cool.
Well, before we continue, I think it's because it's just unabashedly a hero story. It's about heroes and their challenges and their journey, and it doesn't want to tell anything else. It just wants to tell a simple hero story, and then on we go with let's go on our merry journey with our band of heroes and heroines. That's all it wants to do. Is it?
Yep.
It's not going to do anything else.
With their heroines.
Have some fun on our journey.
With their heroine.
Yeah.
With their heroine.
Not into any of that LSD or marijuana. It's all about the... Sorry, I had to.
Is heroes and heroines?
Heroine.
Heroine. You're right, Loz, but it also has another meaning.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just an anime schoolboy. Look at me.
You're a good boy.
I'm an anime schoolboy.
You're a good boy. You're innocent. You still have your innocence. Right, so we move on to the next show, Nasuth.
Yes, so I'm going to do another one that I want to like, but there's something kind of off about it.
I haven't got around to that. I want to.
Welcome to Megaton Musashi. I think this may actually... No, this is actually from the anime. A lot of these screenshots I clipped as I was watching it. It's at its core, it's a giant robo anime. The robot can actually transform slightly and break up into pieces, but it's not like the pieces are only broken up so they can transport it. It's not like Power Rangers or something where the different parts are autonomous and then come together. The basic premise is Earth has been invaded. It's the year 21 something. Earth has been invaded by aliens. 99% of the population has been killed, and the survivors live in this hidden city. They have a shroud around, an invisibility shroud around it. And everyone that lives there has had their memories altered in some way so that they don't really remember all the tragedy and stuff that happened during the war, during the
Don't mention the war.
It's not really a war. It was very much a one-sided destruction. And our protagonist, who is generic shonen character number 132 with purple hair, is recruited to pilot the Musashi, which is a Megaton class unit. That's why it's Megaton Musashi. And
is that the Megaton at the bottom there? And that the anime it's got a face?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
okay. This is selling it to me. That's pretty big size difference there.
Wait, is that? No. I think that's one of the other non-Megaton units. One of the smaller mechs. I think. Gosh, I don't actually remember. That's sad. Yeah. So the humans get destroyed. The human mechs get destroyed super easy. I don't know how they're populating these soldiers when they just every episode you see 10 die. Awful. But I want to like it because it does have that giant robo feeling, but the characters are just kind of bland. Like I said, our protagonist is generic shonen protagonist number 132. That you can kind of see him right there in the middle with his purple hair. Episode 3 just aired as of recording, and they're sort of introducing this subplot about how humans are evolving, but they're not evolving by the next generation. They're evolving because of what's being done to them. So they're they don't understand evolution, clearly, which is always fun. But the aliens are we can't kill them. We need to understand their evolution.
I thought part of the evolution theory, I mean, Loz, please correct me if I'm wrong, because it's decades since I did GCSE biology, but I thought it was one of two ways. It was either through,
collective pressure.
No. Being born into that mutation, or randomly having that mutation as you develop.
So an endogenous retrovirus?
No. So historically, there was two types of evolution. You've got your typical Darwinistic one, which is
selection pressure,
a random mutation or a mutation of something that was acquired through whatever method, gives you an advantage, and then that gene has to be sex linked, so it has to be passed on through sex, and that then confers a benefit that you have more kids than other variants of your species that don't. Thus, your offspring will more likely survive by having that gene.
Either it's a beneficial mutation that... I'm sorry, I'm interrupting the biologist here. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, my definition's never great, so go for it, Nasuth. No,
it's either a mutation that's that becomes, or that's already beneficial in the current environment. So it makes them be better than anything else that doesn't have that mutation. Or it's a neutral mutation that doesn't really help anything in their current environment.
No, it has to.
If the environment changes, then it helps them. So it's neutral in the current one, and then as the environment changes.
But that's just but
it's just an extra step.
The key point there is there has to be the selection pressure for it to count as evolution.
Yes,
that's the key thing. That by
there is no selection pressure
having
here.
This versus other things that don't. So
I mean, I guess there is one, but the kid isn't born with this ability. He just sort of awakens in him.
Yeah. So the genes which don't have selection pressures on them, you can't really call them evolving just by having it and it turns on later. No, it's got to have the selection pressure. But no, there was another guy at the same time, the equivalent theory, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's like giraffes evolved longer necks because they had to keep reaching up to the tops of the trees to get the leaves, and the act of stretching every day made their necks longer, and that was passed on.
Sorry,
so
I'm laughing, but
in
I
general, no. No, right, yeah. For the whole principle, yeah, no, it doesn't work like that at all. However, there was a thing that I think Xena was mentioning there. There is the possibility that you could get a mutation through your life, that affects what's called your germline, which is, the genes you're passed on. That's the germline, which may then, which you could do. So that it is possible that could happen, but the majority, no, it's not. No, yeah, it'd be very hard to, you'd have
like again, endogenous retroviruses or some kind of radiation, or
just to point out, like they'd have to affect your testes.
Yes, yeah, they'd have to affect your sex genes.
Okay.
To get
I'm just going to point out.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right, you're both wrong because otherwise you're trying to tell me X-Men's a lie. Sorry. Right, yeah, but no, yeah. What I was talking about originally.
It's just back to the show. It's honestly just.
I'm going to kick myself. I can't remember this. Yeah, by the way, so this sort of thing, what you're saying there is the debunked other method that was the post-Darwin, which I can't remember the name of, with your giraffe stretching, and the act of the giraffe stretching makes their necks longer.
He needed to have this amazing mental power so bad that it just awoke in him. Yeah.
Yes, you see, it's like the act of having to fight the aliens, and the fact the aliens are there are causing the selection pressure on him that is awaking the power within him. It's like, that's not evolution.
Yeah. That's not actually our main isekai character, our shonen character. It's another one that got introduced in a later episode, but it's just I want to like it. It's really got that energy that you want. The battles are cool. The CG honestly isn't that bad. It's only used on the robots, which makes it nice. But I don't know. There's just something. I'm probably gonna stick with it for a little longer, but I may have to drop it eventually.
I'm sure I'll pick it up when I've got some spare time to watch giant robots hit giant aliens with giant swords, which look cool. So don't worry, I'm sure I'll pick it up if you drop it. Seeing as bloody, which I'll get to at the end of this, bloody Gundam show let me down so badly. Oh, God.
Right, did you see it, Xeno, or not?
No, I haven't seen this.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Who's next? Me?
Yeah.
What have I got left?
You've got Komi and Mushoku Tensei.
Oh, I'll leave Komi to last. Let's do Mushoku Tensei. So again, like with 86, I'll give some time for Nasuth to get some cool quickie backgrounds and some fun pictures.
I don't see it in here.
I don't see it in here.
We have had it on.
Hang on. We're just gonna take a.
Okay, so the next one I've got, which we talk about now, we found pretty pictures, is the second season or part 2 of Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. And I won't go over the entire thing because did that for us last week. This is your isekai where a jobless person was reincarnated in a body. There you go, nice little kiddie on the left with the green eyes and the blonde little hair. He doesn't really have a main goal in this show apart from just to live, be the best mage he can be, and eventually make a harem of magical girls, from what I can tell.
I do think there's one right now, which is to get his cousin back home.
Yes, okay, so yeah, that's more of an intermediate goal, though. I'm not saying he hasn't got to slay the Demon King or reunite the country or,
I'm with you.
Kill the hero. He wasn't given an overarching objective.
Entertain the god.
Even then, he can do whatever he could do anything to entertain God. Yeah, but still, it wasn't given to him.
Come on.
He was jobless, yeah, exactly. But I swear it's his end goal, I think, now is to make a harem of magical girls. Well, it seems to be heading towards that way. Anyway, this second season's been pretty good so far. We've put him in a new scenario, and he's trying to find his way back home. There's the short and long of it. And so it's nice because it puts it. We established our character in season 1, which was cool and in depth, and introduced to a range of characters. And then we moved him and dropped him in a completely new zone and had him to overcome new problems and new obstacles, which was good. And it's progressed so far. I've been liking season 2, but there was one fight which I was a bit disappointed with. But there's some good progress on how it is progressing well through its problems, which is good. That's all I want to say, really. Anything you want to tell us, Zeno? Wise?
I very much like the dynamic that is happening between all the characters. It feels like a lot of the characters are being properly fleshed out. Like, you know, instead of like, oh look, this character's here just to serve as a boring piece.
Serve as boobs.
Huh?
Serve as boobs.
Or serve as boobs. One concern I have about part 2 is there's a dynamic where basically they are trying to get home, but a search party has been sent out to go find them, right? And already the search party and the lost travelers, the protagonists, they have effectively crossed paths within one city multiple times, and it's just like, I really hope that this is not going to happen for the majority of the season, right?
The Scooby-Doo trope where they keep going through different doors, trying to catch each other.
It's like literally, character walks down the street, and then while they're like 80% down the street, at like 50% along the street, the other team or person of the other team just crosses from one alley to another because they're like, oh, I better get over there quick. It's like, if you just stopped and looked down the street, you would have found them.
Oh, no. It's like the that scene, right? The character that crosses the path, right? She was running away from the other team members because she didn't recognize them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, frick. Yeah. So I really hope that that's not going to be a common theme throughout the whole thing.
Oh dear, this elf.
Right. Mature themed. Just gonna throw that out there.
Putting that, that's this elf. This elf here. This is mature theme elf.
Yep.
This elf is a trope. I mean, I swear, it's like most times, like elves are all these like reserved people, and they're like all high and mystical. It's like, no, this is the other end, jokey meme elf. This is meme elf. Likes groups of people. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, big fan of groups of people. This meme elf. Yep.
Would you say the pacing has slowed down since the first season?
I disagree. I think it's like still going strong.
No, yeah, it is. It sets up problems and resolves them as they discover them in decent times. Like objectives, you know, a thing appears. It's not quick. They don't just overcome it immediately, but they resolve these problems and obstacles in their progression through the continent pretty fairly. Like, for instance, to do with these animals recently, I was a bit worried we were going to get bogged down with these animals for mass amounts of time. Once again, progresses well within the space of one episode. So I'm still happy with the progression.
Did you watch today's episode yet?
Is there one today? I haven't watched today's.
Yeah, I haven't watched today's episode either. I'm just like, oh, but I wanna.
Quick pause. We'll make everyone wait. We'll make Nasuth wait. We'll make Nasuth watch it. It'll mean nothing to him.
Yeah. Well,
there we go.
But no, I think this is going well, and I'll keep watching it. I've just got my interest.
Yeah, this is certainly one of the shows that I will. I say this, I'll stop and make time to watch. The only problem is that it comes out just before we record these.
Yeah.
So Sunday, like we do our recordings on Sundays, but like this season, like all the stuff I want to watch is on a Sunday.
Komi comes out like a Wednesday, the best day.
Yeah, clearly.
Komi Day.
Komi
Right.
Day.
Is it me next?
It is you next. You've got Blue Period and Rumble Garanndoll.
Well, I wanna save Blue Period for last. So
Well, then I guess it's Rumble Garanndoll.
Garanndoll. Right, okay. So this is one of the series that I'm excited. So like there's so many mech series this season.
They really are.
They really, really are. And
yeah, this is the season of mech vampires stuck underground fighting aliens.
Mech vampires?
Yeah, because there's like 3 shows with aliens in it. 3 shows with something fighting underground or something to do underground and insanity whatever underground, like 5 mech shows. So this is the season of mech shows fighting vampire aliens underground.
Okay,
with
fine.
music.
I think there's only one that does music.
There's 2 music shows, I think, this season.
There's 2? Oh no, but we haven't got either of. I know we haven't got one of them on the list, but yeah,
we'll maybe by the end of the season we'll be like, oh, this was amazing, we missed it. Oh, what is this? This thing looks like the Samurai Pizza Cat's lightsabers.
No,
what is this?
Oh my god, I was thinking about that the entire time I was watching the show.
What is this?
Why
haven't I added this to my life?
Right, so Rumble Garanndoll, right? It's basically the setting is alternate Japan has somehow managed to park itself just above regular Japan, and we'll call them Imperial Japan, right? Because they're all about the Empire.
Yeah, space Japan.
No space. Like this is like they got to take over because they got to purge regular Japan, otaku Japan, right, of all of the impurities and make it so that regular Japan takes over the rest of the planet.
Right, Neo-Imperial Japan then, there we go.
Alternate Imperial Japan has already taken over their Earth, so now they have to cleanse regular Otaku Japan to make it regular Imperial Japan to take over regular Earth, right?
Is this another dimension sort of thing?
It's
2 dimensions colliding.
It's our dimension that's being invaded by another dimension.
God, you just can't have like peaceful relations with other dimensions these days. It's just,
no, you got to take over. You got to show them how they're doing their thing wrong. You know, you haven't taken over the Earth yet. You got to take over the Earth better. Right? You're doing it wrong. Look
at my arm; it's all over the bit of it. This is what happens when you don't invade Japan or the world.
Your arm does that.
Japanese school kids' arms
go. Oh god, it hurts just looking at it. Oh,
you need highlight that, man.
Deary me. God, gotta fix this. Quick, get Neo-Imperial Japan on the phone. They'll know what to do. Probably invade the world with their mechs or something.
Right. So this is the Garanndoll mech design where... Wait, are they called Garanndoll or just Garan? I can't remember.
They're called... So the general mech is the Garan, and the mechs used by our people are Garandolls.
Yeah, so...
For reasons.
It's not quite sure... It's not been revealed where the main protagonist mech has come from. I'm wondering if it's like a stolen one or something like this. Mm-hmm. However, it seems to be the same technology that the alternate Imperial Japan has.
Neo-Imperial Japan.
Oh my god, okay, fine. Neo-Imperial Japan. I don't want you correcting me the entire time. Right?
Get these right, man.
Anyway, so basically we've got freedom fighters, we got the otaku fighters, and the otaku fighters are just basically trying to, fight for Japan's true culture or something like this. It's like, so yeah, it's freedom. It's weird because
it's so memey.
It is. It's so memey, but at the same time, it looks like it's trying to take itself too seriously, right? But at the same time, it's not. So there's one scene, right, where effectively it's the second episode. The bad guys have found the otaku base, and they've got the leader, the general, the dude. I don't have a fucking clue what his name is. He basically turns up in his Garan, and his Garan is just floating. It's just floating through the air. It's on fucking cables, right?
Yeah,
it's being suspended by a blimp, right? Everyone's freaking the fuck out because it's like, oh my god, they've got this special Garan that can fucking fly, and like, no, it's got cables, it's suspended by cables. And so it's trying to be tongue-in-cheek, but at the same time serious. I think
Hero Mech is literally powered by, or fueled by shining power, right?
Oh my god, yes.
You gotta be passionate about what you're doing, otherwise the mech won't move.
Yeah, it's
so
fueled by passion, right? So so basically the battery, right? You have to feed the battery with the pilot's passion. So if the pilot isn't passionate, then the battery's dead and move. So effectively, the pilot has to nerd the fuck out on some otaku stuff in order to actually make the fucking mech move. But the pilot is so fucking thick. I'm hoping he will break, by the third episode, he will break his stupidity factor and just fucking wear his glasses!
No, but see, when he takes his glasses off, it's his other personality. That's how he marks the difference. I don't know why he has to take his glasses off, but...
Oh, no, because Pretty Boy host...
Doesn't wear glasses, yes.
Host man doesn't wear glasses because he's Pretty Boy host man.
Glasses aren't
got
sexy.
Cool, slick back hair.
But is this show got like, is this some sort of meta narrative where it's like
it's okay to be otaku?
Yeah, and the Neo Imperial Japan are trying to enforce them is like adult normal culture, like you must adhere to the standard norms that are expected of you and put away the tools of childhood, and you've got to go out there and take the world by the horns, sort of thing. And it's in trying to encourage normal Japan, which is the otakus, is just culture, and like, no, you must grow up and be like us.
It's quite possibly that, as well as just doesn't mean you can't be a functioning member of society, right?
Yeah,
that's another side to this, I feel. So yeah, I mean, I'm actually enjoying this. I do recommend other people to go check it out. It's quite fun. I think it's still hard to understand what this is trying to be, but we'll get there.
If it's not clear by me laughing and saying it's so good, I love this too. It's amazing.
Yep. Cool. Right. Any other questions, Loz?
No. Looks good.
Right. Let's
you have me at max.
Nasuth, your next one.
Right. So this is Shikizakura, which
now, before you start, I have a curious question because it'll lead on something there. So is this CG?
Yes. It's
even when they're not in mechy
it's the live 2D sort of thing that you get with VTubers and whatnot. Yeah. Which, honestly, that's the major drawback for me.
Maybe it's because they've got... Right, but maybe it's because they're most of the time, I assume they spend in their mechy suit things. Maybe that's why.
No.
Anyway. Oh, no?
No. Unfortunately.
Right. Okay, well, you introduce this.
You can take any still shot of this, and it looks pretty good, but the movement of the human characters is just wrong. It's like they're moving through water or something. It's all very slow and kind of floaty and doesn't feel quite grounded. I mean, and it's weird to say because anime is
give us a synopsis of this.
Okay.
Yes,
and
then we'll come back to that because I will add to that. Yeah, it's interesting. Right. Exactly what I want to talk about. But yeah, you took. So let's go by the show's premise. What is going on here? That looks badass.
Yeah, the world, at least so back 10 years ago, the world was invaded by monsters, and one man wearing one of these suits showed up to stop them. And he was met by this suit that we're seeing right now was his antagonist. It fought him. We don't really see too much of that. It's the opening of the first episode. They get banished. Everything goes back to normal. Well, normal. Flash forward 10 years later, we've got our main kid who is like one of the only survivors of the place that got attacked. And he gets pulled into... It's kind of weird. The Oni world is on top of ours, but it's slightly separate. So you can't see... You get pulled into it, but you can't see the Neo Imperial
Japan, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he gets pulled into the Oni world. He tries to run away from them. He ends up encountering the black suit, which is one of these power suits, but infected by an Oni. And if you don't know Oni, I'm sure you guys know that. The Oni gives him two choices: die or join with me and gain power. And he's like, well, I'll take the power. And so for a while, for about 10 minutes, no, maybe not even that long, maybe 5 minutes, he's basically controlled by it. He goes up and smashes everything. And then before he can kill the girl who we see here, who is like their priestess. She's the one that can banish everything. He manages to gain his self-control back, stops the demon, and they like free him from the suit. It goes on like that. They let him join. Unwilling, sort of hesitantly, they let him join. They think he's going to be possessed by the demon at any time, but he's like, "Oh no, I can do this. I can do it." So they let him join, and it becomes very much like in the style of a tokusatsu, where they have a setup, they have to go fight these demons, they put on their power suits, they win the day. It's honestly not bad. What, who?
Monster of the Week.
Yeah, essentially. But I mean, it's usually just the Oni. So far, it's been about why they're infecting certain people and how the characters can work together. So it's honestly not terrible. The art is a huge drawback because I hate that 3D style. Actually, in the latest episode, which I just watched today, they had sections that were like flashbacks that were done in regular animation style. And then you come back to the present, and it's this god-awful CG stuff. When they're in the suits, it's not bad. When you can watch the battles, they're fine. It's just the human characters. It's so awful. But no, I'm really enjoying it. He's even got a henshin. Like, they wear little bracelets to when they're not in the suits.
Does he actually henshin? Does he actually go henshin?
He actually says henshin and transforms.
Does he actually get a transformation sequence?
Yes, there's a transformation sequence for everyone. They don't show it every time. They don't show it every time.
Everyone!
Oh my God.
We got to see his in the second episode, and we got to see 2 of the other ones in the third episode. But they don't do it every time for everyone.
This show, I don't remember quite what score it's got, but it's not doing massively well on the score. Yeah. But it's not awful. My key point, though, is that just so I don't talk about it later, because there's 2 shows that aren't listed for photos, not like this. It's another show that's 3D, which is Tesla Note. And that show is the lowest of the season for popularity. It is doing awful. I think it's on 3 episodes. I think what saves this one over that is that you have the sections with the mech suits, which I don't think people are liking the animation with 3D models instead of animated characters, but they accept it for, we're having a fight sequence. It's not as bad. But that show there's no mechs. It's no power suits. It's normal people, and it is doing. I watched the first episode of it so far. I'm going to watch more. The plot's okay. It's nothing special. Just generic anime stuff. This
is a bit generic too, but it's really fun. Oh, the
but demon? Like you were saying, for the normal characters when they move, it looks. It just looks painful. Yeah. It just. I swear they must be like motion captured, and then they're doing all these weird animations with it, and it gets carried across, and it just doesn't feel normal. It just looks awful.
I had the same problem with last season's. Gosh, what was it called? Nighthead. Because all the characters in that were CGI too, and some parts of it were fine, but most of it was just like, why did you do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a little generic too, but the demon, like, he can talk. The demon talks to the kid in his head, so that's a funny interaction. He's really sassy. I love it.
So the score of this one on AniChart is 51%,
yeah.
Whereas the score of Tesla Note is 39%.
It's so low. What's the next one above Tesla Note?
Oh God. Can I sort it by score?
Yes, you can.
Score. Scroll down. Megaton.
At what?
Wow.
50%.
See, but I mean, there's still 50%, so we're going from it's a massive drop of 50%.
Yeah, wow.
And 39%. And Megaton again, I think it's because it's got CG elements or whatever, but it's because it's the mech that's the CG stuff mainly, I guess.
Yeah.
It's hard to say really, because technically the next one.
The scene here looks great, but if you see them in motion, it's awful.
Yes. Yeah.
But technically the one above Tesla Note is Deep Insanity, but it doesn't have a score on it.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm not quite sure how they're saying Deep Insanity is. So it's
I'd put it about there. Yeah. No, honestly, I'm having fun with this. If you can look past the art style, it's not bad. It's a really good tokusatsu like. I mean, I know tokusatsus are live action, but it's like that. It's that same feel.
Would you think it would have improved if they kept the CG for the powered suits, and then whenever they came out of the power suits, they went back to regular animation?
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
1,000,000,000%.
Nice.
That's no small percentage.
Yeah.
Small percentage.
Right. And then I think we're now on to Loz, your last one.
Well, I haven't got a choice, but this is the best show of the season by far. No pun extended. Everyone has to watch this. It is just the best. So I've made Nasuth. I know I've watched episode 1 and 2 because me watched the Xeno, and I've met Xeno watched the first 3 episodes.
Yep.
I've also seen all 3. Yeah.
You have seen the third one as well? Oh,
yeah.
Cool. And so obviously I keep saying this, but for full release, I've read the manga many times over. And as an adaptation, I feel this has done a very good job. For a introduction, if people haven't heard about it so far, this character there, you see there, is Komi-san. And we're following our group of school kids who have just started their high school life. And Komi-san is seen as a perfect individual by just about everyone around her. But sadly, the poor girl cannot verbally or really in any way communicate to people without seizing up. Perfect timing on that. On getting massively stuttered just because she just fears she has a communication disorder. She just finds it very hard to open up to other people. And she gets rather confused where other people can have friends and can do all these things. And she literally cannot even say, good morning, how are you today to people. She can't even do that to even her best friends. So that's the character. And I find it a really endearing show as Komi and Tadano there is the male character there. Tadano helps Komi find friends is the key. That's the basic crux of what's going on. And yep, I can't see. I don't get surprised by the show because I know exactly what's going to happen. But I can say that the adaptation from the manga is brilliant. I know everyone's loving it on the Reddit, and there's common comparisons. It's very well done. The art style is great. Quite nicely detailed, doesn't skimp on adding extra animations and bits and pieces that just add elements. Like in the first episode, when they're on the chalkboard and you see the chalk falling off like snow, that's not in the manga at all. But you can see that in the motion of an anime adaptation. It did it really well. Another thing, my favorite point is in the third episode because I went and rechecked it, where Komi gets a phone and she's like, "Okay, I've got a phone now. I've got friends in my phone. I'm going to pretend, I'm going to hold it up to my ear and like,
Yes! Oh, God,
this is what it looks like while I'm talking with people, and I'm going to have loads of friends and talk to them." And it's my favorite bit in the third episode, and there's like several animations. I went and looked in the manga. It's only actually one pose, just I think there's a hand animation wave, but they expanded upon that concept, and so I think they're doing. It's almost like a labor of love. The people really love the source material, and they're doing it justice. My only complaint is I don't know how much Komi we're going to get, but it's going quite slowly through the manga. It is not missing much, so it's doing the best adaptation can. Hopefully, if people keep watching it, we'll get more. What do you guys think?
Love it. One point is I'm really happy because Netflix has the license for this. That they are actually airing it at not as the exact same. It's like a 2 weeks difference.
Yeah,
but they're actually airing it while it's being aired in Japan. Whereas a lot of the time they won't air anything until they have the English dub of it, and then they'll do it in bulk. And it's just like, oh, for the love of God, can you not do this, please? Just put the fucking another one that they're doing is Blue Period, which is my last one. And so I'm really happy that Netflix is doing this. I will say Netflix aren't the best for subtitles because there are certain sections of the show where they have huge area, they get narrator boxes and things like this that are saying petrified stone or something like they don't get subtitles at all, and I'm like, come on, Netflix.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. No, it does happen with some fan translations, but most fan translations won't miss a single thing being translated.
Yeah. So it's like I kind of say if you want to watch this, you really should watch the high speed
free version.
The high seas are higher fidelity. The Something.
Wait,
Anyway.
are you telling me that on the dub version of this, the official dub version?
No, there is no dub.
Sub.
There's no dub. No dub for the moment, right? It's just subtitled on Netflix.
They probably use machine subtitles to translate, or machine translations to translate all the dialogue, and they don't really worry about much of the rest of it.
Oh, I thought we were waiting 2 weeks for a sub. Oh my god, that's poor.
Yeah, it is 2 weeks for a sub. What are you talking about?
For a dub. Sorry.
No. It's just the subtitles for now.
Whoa.
I'm 2 weeks behind. I really don't know what's up with Netflix in terms of that, considering Crunchyroll can, air it straight after Japan. But
Funimation gets a dub out in like a week. I swear.
I think Funimation is 2 weeks, and this is the same. But Crunchyroll, I'm pretty sure, is the same day. It's just after it airs. So I don't know what kind of deal Crunchyroll has with people. Maybe it's a case of Crunchyroll has to pay a lot more, or I haven't got a bloody clue. But honestly, typically what Netflix picks for for streaming, it's typically the top-notch stuff. So
I've also been really enjoying this.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, typically after we record one of these, we just go watch the next episode, and then Loz goes, "Oh yeah, it comes out on Wednesdays." We're like, wait, and we've been watching it on Sundays. Why? So yeah, we.
I've already watched it 4 times by the Sunday.
It's another one of those kind of slice of life, but our goal is there's this other weird genre. I don't know what to call it, but it's the 100 friends genre. I must have 100 friends, and that's sort of what this fits into. Again, not usually my cup of tea, but the way they frame this and the way Komi interacts with everyone, it's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah,
I end up laughing so often, or going oh, or it's just so good.
People, you need to watch this seriously.
Yeah, agreed.
Right,
there we go. Wow, move on.
My last one.
Yep.
Cool. So my last choice is actually called Blue Period, which was actually highlighted by someone in one of the previous episodes. They said, "Oh, check out Blue Period as well." So I thought I'd give that a go. That's currently airing on Netflix as well. I'm not quite sure what kind of delay Blue Period's having in terms of the might be the same week, but it is ahead. Like the 3rd episode just came out on Netflix, and it's a story of a blonde guy, which may or may not appear at some point on the footage. He is like top A student, but he has had no inspiration to achieve anything in life. This is, see the back of his head, that's great. So he has no drive to reach for any goals. So he stays out all night. One night he'll watch football of all things. I don't think it's basketball. Sorry, it's not baseball, which I think is a huge thing in Japan. It was football and things, and then immediately after doing an all nighter, he'll go to school. Right. Then after he's done a day like that, the next day he goes home. And he does all his coursework, all his homework and everything, and then crashes out for the night. And he just reads the repeat. He's really, really aimless until he wanders into the art classroom and he sees the painting that he saw, we had the screenshot of a moment ago. And it really inspired him to get into art, right? So the name Blue Period is about Picasso's Blue, where Picasso did lots of art and things. And they reference a lot of actual art pieces in this. So he goes to museums and things. But the whole point is it's the journey of how he wants to become an artist. Now the problem is his family doesn't have a lot of money. So the only art university he's is Tokyo Art University, which is the only cheap one. All the other ones are horrendously expensive, so he can't afford to go. And as a result, everyone applies to go to Tokyo Art University, so he has hell of a lot of competition. He's in his 2nd year of high school, so he's really on a back leg to only start now. So this is very much about his journey of how to get there. So I'm loving it. I'm loving the exploration of the different art styles, the different things.
I have a question about this picture.
Go on.
Right here on the far left.
No, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. No talking. No talking.
Hey, wait a minute.
Demonetized.
Is that the Loch Ness Monster?
Yes. Yes, it is. Damn it. I thought we could get away with not revealing that it was the Loch Ness Monster.
He's like, the head popping out, and he's like, pull up and down.
Yep. But yeah, so basically there's...
Did this character use their hair instead of brushes?
So this character, her... like, she is the fifth of her family to go to Tokyo Art University. So again, our main protagonist, who is effectively a nobody just starting out now, is against her, who is pretty much a shoo-in to get in, things like this.
Sorry, she's the first generation trying to go to. I assume the other 4 generations have. She has not got there yet.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Right. Well, if you do selection pressure upon your in selective breeding so that your hair is spare brush material, I mean, you're a bit of a shoo-in anyway. You save money on resources.
But yeah, so basically
you have a brush, just scissor cut, wrap it up, new brush.
Or just, use it while it's on your head. But anyway, so like a lot of the characters, they've got like years and years of experience. And yeah, it's really interesting. I really enjoy it. If you've got time, go check it out on Netflix. I will give you a warning because I noticed the warning's not there. There is a mature theme in the latest episode, which I don't know might put people off. But honestly, it's not got a mature theme at all on.
That's my bad. I set up all the files for that.
No. It's not there. It's not. I think it's got a bit of. It's to do with this character here, and it's so some people might get taken aback or whatever. But anyway, so I really like this one. Like I say, for me, this is second in the to watch to Komi-san. It's like Komi can't communicate, and. I'm really enjoying this. I really like to see where this is going.
Cool.
And now this last one.
Yeah. I've also saved my favorite for last. It is SAKUGAN. Oh man, I mean, it's hard to compete with Lupin, but I still really like this.
Yep.
First off, the intro is an absolute banger. Like, I could listen to that intro anytime. But usually I skip the intro after I've seen it once, but this one I listen to every time. The basic premise is, okay, there are some downsides. One of them is the setting, as far as I'm concerned. It's neat once they actually get out into it, but the logic of it kind of escapes me. They are in an underground world or something. We don't really know. They're just surrounded by rock everywhere. There's no sky. They never see a sky. The only sky that we see is fake. But they live in a city, and there are 2 groups that do work for the city. One of them is the Builders, which our 2 protagonists start out as. And the other one is the Markers, who go out into what they call the Labyrinth. To look for resources, make connections to other cities, all that fun stuff. And the labyrinth is filled with kaiju. That's why it's so dangerous, and that's why only the Markers go out there. They use mechs to fight the kaiju. It's pretty cool. Our first episode has 2 kaiju attacking the city. And initially, the father, whose name is Gagumber? It sounds like cucumber, but she always takes the R off the end. And Memempu, who is his daughter, he wants to protect her. He wants to get away from the monster. It's pretty good. My only other problem is that Memempu is a wunderkind. She's 9 years old. She's been to college. Like, she's got 10 degrees. She keeps telling everyone, "I'm a genius." And I'm just like, shut up. Just shut up.
Stop showing off, Jesus.
But essentially, in the first episode, I'm actually gonna spoil this because it was kind of a big moment. Her best friend, who is a marker, and her father and the other girl's father are going to fight this kaiju, and it all seems like, oh, everything's fine, everything's going to be fine, and then they die instantly. They're just blown up out of the sky. So, but that's enough to convince. That's actually enough. I just wanted to just not let that moment out because it's so big to me.
Spoil in episode 1. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. Come on, Nasuth.
I still think it's such a big moment.
Keep going.
But yeah, so that convinces her, or that convinces the dad that they should become markers and start, actually doing this. Partly because they have to. They have to take care of this kaiju right now. But oh no, I guess there was only one in the first episode. 2 of them come in the second episode. Yes.
No,
yes.
there was a second. The second one blindsided the crew.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, okay.
That's how they died. It's because they got blindsided by a second one.
Yeah, so they go get this robot that apparently Gagumber has been holding on to for a while, and thus begins their adventure. They take on the kaiju, and then they in the third episode they actually go out into the labyrinth, and it's really kind of cool. They're following a map to try and find this weird place that the girl keeps dreaming of. That's actually what you're seeing here. The map is contained in this jewel somehow. But there's a lot of father-daughter stuff. It's really cute, but also like really action. The second episode is basically all action. It's so fun. Just watching them be creative and how they take on these monsters.
Does both the father and the daughter pilot in the mech together?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
One of them can pilot alone, but it's better with 2 of them to split up the duties.
Cool.
I'm really loving this show. Any thoughts, Zeno? I know you've seen a couple episodes.
Yeah, I've seen 2 of the episodes, and I wasn't overly fussed. Maybe the third episode will really knock it out of the park, but I wasn't really taken aback by it or anything. I was just like, I mean, we've got other mech shows that are really cool and shit this season, like Kyokai Senki, the
AMAIM one, yeah.
Yeah. How the fuck do you pronounce that? I have no idea. AMAIM, I don't know. But I'm gonna be watching this, but I'm in no massive rush to jump to the episodes. The art style, the properly hand animated stuff, is really, really well done. I do wonder if there's actually some secret behind the daughter that the father's not saying or anything.
Yeah, because why does she keep having this dream? It's so weird. There's no evidence of psychic powers, but she keeps seeing this place that apparently really exists.
The mech design and everything is also pretty cool. I do feel like the first 2 kaiju that they face were kind of bleh. It's just grey. It's big grey monster.
Yeah.
All that grey.
Yeah.
It had they had about the detail as the putty men from the original Power Rangers.
But the way they move is pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But again, there were rules that the father was saying, oh yeah, they have these cables that are in their feet that connect them to the ground, and they can't go too fast, otherwise they'd end up tearing them. And then they tear them out, and then okay, well, what was the point of your comment? I don't understand.
There is actually a reason for that kind of gets revealed in the third episode. But yes, you're right.
So yeah, but yeah, so I'm interested, but I'm currently not captivated.
It reminds me a lot of Made in Abyss, which I don't know if either of you... I keep bringing this up. I don't know if either of you have ever seen.
I watched the majority of it.
Okay. It reminds me a lot of that in the sense that in the Abyss they were descending into strange worlds, and in this they're going outside into the labyrinth.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's great. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, I really wanted to watch this at the start. It's a few episodes in now, so I could actually pick it up and just binge what we've got. I'm sure I'm pretty enjoy it, so I'll for next time definitely have caught up on this.
Cool. Right. Should we hit the all decade? No.
Oops.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's fine. Don't change. Right. Okay. Cool. So,
one show left. Yeah. So I said about the Tessenote thing.
Oh, right.
I've seen the animation. The only one I wanted to, because I did say how much I was looking forward to it, was bloody Gundam Breaker Battle Log. And I was waiting for this. I was like, oh, but don't worry. I'm gonna allocate some time for a Gundam show this season. I'm gonna be so lucky. And then it started airing, and it is good that Gundam.info on YouTube do just upload them in different languages right away. It's really cool. We're getting 6 minutes. There's 6 of these episodes coming out, one a week. They're 8 minutes long. That's including credits. And I'm just like, oh, this feels like, I think it is tied to a video game, and it's like you just be the cutscenes for a video game. We have 2 fights in the first episode, neither of them that impressive. Instead of having one good fight, we've got 2 fights which are just pitiful, really. Nothing really happens. We introduce the characters, right? They have a fight, and then one just overpowers the other. That's it. Second fight. Oh, yeah, I'm going to fight some people. Comes out. Oh, there's another person, and they're really good. And then I do some things, and I kick them, and I win. And that's it. And then their character gets stuck on some sprues. I love that Xeno picked that up from the trailer. He gets sprued. And it's cool, but I'm just like, oh, I'm so disappointed. I am so disappointed in that 8-minute episode. It's just like, what? Just give me a Gundam show. Just give me another Gundam show, please. Don't tease me with these terrible little 8-minute things. Oh,
so
right, that's it.
I mentioned this before this recording, but Dragon Ball Super Heroes.
Yeah.
Or Heroes Super, I don't know how they does the exact same thing, and it's tied into a video game. It takes like a month or 2 between episodes, which is awful.
Oh.
But with Dragon Ball, it kind of works because they don't have enough time to sit there and waste your fucking time with power-ups and shit. They have to actually get to the action. So it almost works with that. But I feel like with the Gundam one, you don't have that same.
No, again, it should really help
problem.
because it should skip the angsting and just get on with the punching and the shooting, and instead they talked more instead of fighting more.
But I'm just going to double check with you. The main Gundam, the protagonist's Gundam, that was a God Gundam, wasn't it?
I think so.
Okay.
You mean Shining Gundam?
I thought Shining was the first iteration.
I guess, is it Shining? I can't remember. But basically, the G Gundam in America, it's not called God. They removed all
Burning,
those kind of references. Burning. I thought Burning was the first one. Was it Burning Shining or Shining Burning? I don't know. But either way, it's one of those. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And then the last point I want to highlight was that I was excited, shamelessly, for World's End Harem. So that's been delayed.
Oh, God. One episode has been released, and then the rest has been
one episode came out.
I still need to watch it just to see how bad it is.
Don't. Because apparently they don't understand how biology works.
The premise of this was going to be amazing. It was going to be. It would have been hilarious if this could have been comedy gold. This setting.
Yeah. But they quite literally unfucked it. Right? There's so much of the plot that just doesn't make sense. That's not how biology works at all, right? And especially considering we are living through a fucking pandemic, how did they get like, oh yes, we have this killer man virus, right? The incubation period is 3 days, and then it's just lethal death.
How did they get it
kill
so
itself
wrong?
off? It would just fucking kill itself off instantly because it's got no way of spreading.
Madagascar, close the port. Oh no, you've won.
The humans survived.
The humans survived. It's just ridiculous. Oh god, it's just ridiculous. And then it's pandemic / apocalypse, I would say, because it's like they have so few men left.
Oh,
and then it just it tries to set this premise up by saying, an IVF just doesn't work for some reason. It's like IVF is literally just getting a sperm, getting an egg, and a petri, just waiting till they meet and then sticking them in people. If IVF doesn't work, then just having kids ain't going to work pretty much at this point.
It got to be true snoo.
Look, it's evolution, right? They evolved to be resistant to petri dishes.
No, stop it.
Only true snoo will work. Yeah, only true snoo. But then also the other thing is like, okay, so so I started watching that and thinking, okay, we're playing this serious. Fair enough. Let's see how this goes. And it's like, okay, yeah, this person has to choose people to have kids with, whatever. And then it it does two things in my mind which are just absolutely ridiculous. They take this kid out who's like one of the few remaining males they have left, who they need to breed with people to make more humans. By the way, that person that they say like, oh, pick one woman. No. He literally just needs to start hammering everything he can see under the sun. If they care at all about biodiversity, he needs to literally just gather people from the whole planet because they need to get busy. But also, then they take him out in town to show him how bad it is in an unlocked car. So he literally runs out into society. Like literally, he could get run over, killed, whatever, or kidnapped because everyone else is like, what is that, a man? And it's like, why wasn't the car locked? And then at the end of the episode, he's like, I want to go find my one girlfriend. That's not enough people. You can't, even if you, right? Oh, but give me a month. Right? We are the world government. If you want us to find one person, we can do it for you. Give me a month to find my girlfriend.
But it's super weird because it's post-apocalyptic, right? So much of society is just falling apart because apparently men aren't around to do stuff. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Why would society just crumble to nothing?
Oh no. So part of that's going to be that there's expertises that have been lost. So it's the technology. It's like literally today making microchips. Like I don't know. I bet you it's probably probably at a very generous estimate, 80% of the people in, let's say, Taiwan who make microchips are going to be men. So you're going to be down to less than 20%. And then if you've got food shortages and those people are in a bad situation and you lose a few from disease and everything else because of shortages, then you're going to lose a lot of people with knowledge.
Then wouldn't go that far.
We might do, but then also I'm going to point out.
Sorry, no, as in far as the series takes it like basically the whole thing is just imploded.
Yeah. But just to point out one serious thing is though everyone always says we need more women in CEOs, I can promise you no one seems to want to say we need more women in the waste management or sewage industry.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
So that's mostly men in there. So if you got rid of all the men, then that would be a problem.
Where's all the poop going?
Yeah, and guess what kills people? Poop. Poop is deadly. It causes diseases.
It really is.
Anyway, but when that
how
comes
the poop
out,
filter work?
when that properly comes out, I will watch at least 3 episodes. Oh dear God! And then so I think we're done for the crux of the episode, the core of the episode, the episodes that we were going to, the shows. So I think it's time to move on to the supporter questions. Dun dun dun! Before we start the supporter questions, I'm going to ask everyone to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and take a second to hit that like button and share this episode with someone. It helps us out a lot. I mean, you can share it with more than just one someone. You can share it out with a few.
Share it with all your someones.
Anyway, so now, so also from Zrugel. Now on to the actual questions. Zrugel starts us off with, I didn't have a question this week. I just wanted to say, I think you guys are amazing.
Aww.
I'm surprised I didn't actually fuck that up. Right. Right. Thaylien.
True, Zrugel.
As last week's episode was on Isekai, this week's question is on reverse Isekai. Your phone rings and you answer it to find that that you are invited to the Extra Universe hosting program. You may choose 2 or more people from other worlds to invade your personal life. You may have one existing character, if you cannot think of 2 unique ones, but must have at least one person that you are not familiar with. Who do you choose? So are we talking characters?
Scratch, or
yeah, I mean,
yeah. So if you want to you can if you want for Xeno's benefit, because Xeno doesn't know how to invent on the spot. If Xeno wants to, you can pull. Oh, I'm gonna make a harem. I'm gonna have this character from this show, this character from this show, this character from this show.
I heard what I wanted to, and I started my process. Okay, doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just shut up. Anyway, so we're gonna come up with 2 others. Well, I mean, I am given that opportunity to say Ryoko just because I want to say Ryoko.
See, damn it! You've
been allowed for this question. You can have one, yeah.
Huh?
The premise of the question did say you can have one.
I
said, damn it! I was going to take the brainy alien.
The brainy alien?
Ryoko's a brain. Oh no, wait.
No,
Yeah, Ryoko's a brainy alien. Isn't she?
Washu.
The redhead.
Washu. No.
Oh,
No, that's Washu.
right.
Washu.
Sorry.
Oh God, we're gonna pick two. Fuck. Why'd you? Lars, you go.
Well, one of them definitely. I'm gonna have a magical girl because magic. Like then all manner of magical hijinks can happen. Like if you go anything serious, you can't have magical hijinks. So we're gonna have a magical girl because then we can have all sorts of aliens and trips and magical journeys to other worlds. That's my one.
Okay, so Madoka, got it.
Yep. Well, I was just going to be generic. I wasn't going to specify. I was going to be very generic.
No.
They could have magical
Madoka is anything but happy.
Oh, okay. I've not seen it, so fair enough. But mine would be happy. Mine would be happy.
Yeah.
And I think the second character would be a AI. So they wouldn't be a physical body. So it's the kind of character maybe they could talk to me in my head, but no one else can hear, kind of thing. So that way I could go and do things, and I'll be talking to them, and like, who are you talking to? Situation. So it's one of those characters. So I got a magical girl for the magical stuff, and then we've got an AI character because that way they can be in my head, but with me, but not with me. If you get what I mean,
Yeah.
You could carry on with your normal life. And have almost like having a second person living inside your body, being like, "Oh, this is interesting." You know, from a world where they don't even know what anything is. It's like, wait, I live in a world of pure data. What is these flowers? What is these shoes? You know, it'd be fun. Yeah.
What are those?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so I will take the brainy alien girl with advanced tech because she can do a lot of the same stuff the AI can do. And
I would say the AI didn't have a body. It didn't have a body. It was
right. Mine has a body, but it can do a lot of the same, technological stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
And the other one would be a tokusatsu hero.
Really?
Filled with shining power.
Okay.
Filled to the brim with shining power.
Okay, so mine, I want a maid. I really want a maid. I want a happy-go-lucky
dragon maid.
Well, if I can say a dragon maid, I will say a dragon maid. But I mean,
Just
okay.
it's not the dragon maid.
It's not Toru, but it's like But anyway, so I want a maid because let's face it, if I don't have to clean up after myself, that's going to make my life fuck done easier, right? And maybe I'll actually shave my beard. No, I'm never shaving my beard.
They could shave your beard for you.
They could trim it nicely into like a pattern.
What?
Yeah. That was a common duty for maids and butlers.
Yeah.
No.
Get that razor right up next to your neck.
Yeah.
No.
They get the leather strap and they like.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the second
go to a
character.
barber specifically for that.
Yeah.
Moving on to the second character, for oh god, please.
Well, see, my advanced alien would just build a robot to clean my house for me.
Yeah, you see, that's why I picked the magical girl sort of thing, because you can do more with the magic, and I see you've gone for the tech thing, because then you can do other things each week with the tech. Like, this week I've made a robotic maid for you.
Yeah! With big boobs.
Of course, I was going to point out everything's good.
And I want someone that is good with money, like some kind of weird special, maybe magical girl accountant. I don't, just someone that is really good at working out how to like invest money and shit into. Because I can't fucking do that to save my life. Like,
we do need more investment banker animes.
Yeah, like I'm.
My next life is an investment banker.
There's like only two there's only two isekai. Fuck. There's only two anime that I can think of that have like a huge emphasis on economy, and one of them is Spice and Wolf. And like if I mean just give me a character like that is cool to hang with, which like watch random crap. Just help me out with my fucking finances, for fuck's sake, please.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, the next one. Loz is our VTuber host, but he likes to keep his avatar interesting. Choosing new characters every time, VTubers, however, have unique looks to match their personality. So it's time all three of you decide if all three of you had to become dedicated VTuber-style hosts, what would your actual avatar be?
I
think Loz has actually gone to get his.
It's going to be his Excalibur Prime, isn't it?
Probably.
Oh wait, but I've got. It's going to ruin the shoulders. But yeah, I'm going to just. There we go. Let's pop it to that. Ugh. There we go.
Okay.
Where am I?
Yep. There it is.
Oh, there am I. There we go. This is mine. Yes, yeah, done.
Yeah. There we go. What would I be? A Guyver. There's no. Like, I'd have a custom Guyver design.
I would be an anime cat girl with big boobs. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Note for next week: go find Avatar.
Right.
I don't think I've got.
Oh God, no. Right. Okay. So moving on to the next section of the show, which is comments from last week. So we got 2 comments. One from Ali Al Khatib. Often the problem with isekai, like Realist Hero, isn't the plot, it's how it's adapted. A lot of the time, anime adaptations skip a lot of the plot for fan service because that sells the anime to the average isekai. Oh my god. Isekai viewer.
Oh god, that one. It's so dead in the eyes. It's just
I'm dying inside. I can't. Right. The next is from Droogle, which is based off of last week. When I said, Tobias, lol at Tobias' face after Xeno saying, I don't know Star Wars lore well enough to answer that. 10 out of 10, best anime betrayal. Right. Okay. There we go.
To Ali. I don't know if that's what ruins it for me or not. I'd probably have to read the manga to see how it's different from the animes.
To be honest, I do agree. I think, like, if they're going to put the effort in the fan service and nothing else, then
yeah, it's got to have some good story.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So now we're at that point where it's time for the community shout-outs. I'm going to quickly...
You mean the memes?
The memes. Can you tell I've been doing one other show, like, too long? Right. So, are you ready, Loz?
Damn it. Did you... hang on. Why do I keep doing this? Let me just...
I don't know.
Change into that. Right. Now, calibrate. Don't want to point at anything else. Just want to... Don't do it. Oh, there we go. No, my hands aren't.
Oh god, I don't even want to know what state he's in.
What the fuck are you doing?
What the? I'm trying to just keeps doing it. Changing to avatar. I'm just gonna do it over here. I'm just gonna freaking.
You need us to pause for a second?
No.
You sure? Because we're waiting to do the memes, man.
And we need you to laugh at them.
Right. Yeah. Do you know what the hands aren't working? I don't know. I'll just go. I'm sure I can. Can I even fit on camera? There we go. I'm just. No, right. I'm aiming the camera. My hands are not even working. I don't know why. But yeah. Anyway, let's go memes.
Right.
Okay. So Nasuth's first meme.
Hang on. Let me make this bigger so you can see it. After all these years, finally I have them all. It's the people doing math, and they added the one from Komi.
Oh, I was wondering what this was.
Everyone doing math in their heads, trying to figure something out. Yeah.
Yep. I get it now. Collecting all of the memes.
Second one is it's Squid Game related. No Megamines were harmed in the making of this. However, she is just sleeping.
Yes, yeah. I see that they carefully put the sleeping thing. Yeah.
Wait,
I've not seen Squid Game, but I can guess what that's about.
Oh, right.
Yeah, somebody's offering her the chance to. Yeah.
Right, I get it.
And the third one, main character gets really weak. The power of friendship.
Oh dear God. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so my first meme. That's not right. Why is that wrong? Pause.
Back.
Right. Yeah, we fixed it now. Cool. So my first one is just because an anime is popular doesn't mean it's overrated. Some asshole. I'll ignore that. Right. My second one. Me finally finishing my backlog. I got you, brother. Newly airing anime. Oh no, you
Oh my god.
I think that's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Oh, gee.
I love that. And then the last one. Yes.
Do girls like
or
guys
no?
who watch anime?
I think it's unattractive male weebs. Did you really think crushing my heart would be enough to kill?
Oh, jeez.
Yep. That's it for my memes. Cool. Right. So I think that is pretty much it for the episode.
Oh, we didn't pick something for next week. Oh no.
Surprise, or should we pick something now?
Yeah, let's leave it as a surprise.
Surprise. It's been decided, Loz. You gotta go with a surprise now. So it's a surprise for next week, what next week is about. And yeah, that's it for this week's episode. Nasuth, do you want to sign us off?
It's been a great episode. I thank you guys for sharing your picks with us, and I look forward to picking up 86 and the other one that I can't remember. I guess we'll see you next week for a surprise.
I love the fact that Loz was waving as Kana.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. I'm just inclined to just wave back. I don't know why.
His arms.
I must wave.
They're stuck.
No.